Listen up, patriots, gaytriots, and natriots. We have a new podcast that has dropped. It's called iHip News. It's Monday through Friday, every day, 15 to 20-minute hot takes on the political landscape of the United States of America, always served with a side of petty grievances.
We are on all the available platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google, whatever you get your podcasts, and YouTube.
Please go rate, subscribe, and review so that we will chart upwards with America's greatest legal mind. Pumps, what does an eagle say?
Caw-caw.
A little bit more enthusiasm.
Caw-caw.
That's it. That's
Caw-caw.
That's the patriotism that this country needs right there.
So are we supposed to start the podcast?
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
That was a thunderous clap.
Really was.
I mean, you're back.
I'm back.
You're back in action. You've got the flag. You've got the eagle.
Caw-caw.
Patriots, gaytriots, and theytriots. Welcome to I've Had It podcast. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Angie.
She's America's greatest penile shamer, but that's neither here nor there. Pumps, what have you had it with?
What I've had it with is butt dial on both ends. When you have your contacts and you're trying to call someone and you just barely touch the name that you don't want to call, and it immediately rings through. It doesn't even ring on your end, and the person knows you called, and then they call you back. And it's just, it's exhausting. And same on the other end. So I just think Apple, they can do everything. Just make it where it has to connect before it shows up on caller ID. Because I feel like there's a lot of butt dialing going on. I'm an A, so I'm first in a lot of people's phones. So I get random weird butt dials. And then just this week, I butt dialed my ex-husband. It's just, here's the thing. What happens is, before, when I've done it to someone, maybe a relative or a friend I haven't talked to that I really need to call, then you butt dial them and then they call you back. And so you're in that position. Do I take one for the team and act like I called and get full credit for the call? Or do I just dodge and let it go to voicemail? So in my life, I have been like, oh yeah, I was just calling to check in, when I'm really not. It was really a butt dial.
Okay, so pump the brakes. You butt dial somebody, have no desire to talk to them.
Correct.
They call you back and you lie and say that you just wanted to catch up with them?
I have, yes. I mean, I'm getting better about just not, but I have done that many, 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 many times.
Oh, so you're like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
Glad you called me back.
Yeah,
really.
Great to talk to you. I was just thinking about you.
See, this is why you're everybody's favorite. Because I would never do that. I would never even dream of doing that. I would say, I just would send the text butt dial as they were calling me back. But now what I do, if I accidentally butt dial someone, I immediately, proactively, before they even see it, because people check their text before they do their call log, they're going to see a text from me that says, sorry, butt dial.
So you're proactive.
I'm fending it off from the jump. There's no need to call me. Don't even respond to this text. You don't even have to do the thumbs up to it. Like, this was not meant to happen. So let's everybody move on with our lives, because I cannot imagine butt dialing somebody that I absolutely don't want to talk to, and then them calling me back and me feigning interest.
Yeah. It's hard
in their lives.
It's really, really hard.
When's the last time you did that?
That I actually talked to the person?
Yeah, where you lied like a lying liar.
Probably 6 months ago. I mean, not long enough. I mean,
so you're newly in recovery.
I'm newly in recovery from the codependence of just owning that I butt dialed. Now, if it's a close friend, like somebody that I'm in contact with a lot, then I'll just say butt dial. Like, I have no problem with that.
I butt dialed you the other day, and you called me, and you're like, oh my God, I didn't even see that you called. And I said, it was a butt dial. And you said, okay, bye. Click, and we hung up on each other, and it was fantastic.
That's what I like about us.
And I didn't feel the need to send you the preemptive butt dial, because if you call me back or didn't call me back, we have to arrive at the studio together to film this podcast every single day. So I wasn't worried about it. But if it's somebody I haven't spoken to in a few years, especially if they're a yacker, if I got a yak mouth on my hands and I've delivered a butt dial to them, it is a preemptive butt dial. And I won't even put sorry butt dial. It will just say butt dial, not hope you're doing well. I will not feed that stray cat for all the tea in China. I cannot do it.
No, I've done that before where it's somebody that like getting on the phone with them is like, you want to just start crying immediately. And then you want to start plucking your eyebrows out and your eyelashes because it's going to be so torturous.
Mm-hmm.
And then you butt dial them and you're fucking stuck.
And you start feeding that stray cat, don't you?
I do. And I don't want to. And I'm miserable
You're
the whole time.
feeding stray cats.
But the minute it happens and the minute I hang up, I'm just like, oh, maybe Apple's fixed it. Maybe they won't call back. And then ring. And if it's immediate, I feel like I have to answer. They know I have my phone.
You don't. You silence and you put sorry. That was a butt dial.
I know.
And then you just move right on down the road.
I know, but I'm better. I'm getting better.
We'll keep an eye on this.
We'll keep an eye on this. But I know it's my fault, but I want to blame the phone.
Yeah. All right. Let me tell you what I've had it with.
Okay.
I've had it with my dogs because they beg me for food. And these really cute, adorable French bulldogs with that perfectly smushed face. And I'm eating a meal at my kitchen island. And it's really delicious. And I'm like, God, this food is so good. And I look down. They're not whimpering. They're not barking. They're just looking up at me like, hello. Hello, Mom. That human food looks so good. And I'm of the school of thought that it's not fair to them that they only get to eat when I decide they get to eat. And I decide what they eat. And I think about that a lot, about how dogs are just captive to when we feed them, what we feed them, etc. So I think, I only have a finite amount of time with these dogs. So I'm going to go ahead and just share my meal with them because I'm not a cold-hearted person, contrary to my podcasting personality. So I prepare this bite for them that I curate. And I really think I want to put a lot of effort into this bite because that's how much I love these dogs. So I make this perfect bite for them. And I spend a lot of time and care to make sure it has the sauce on it or extra cheese or what have you. And I go down and I give it to them and put it in their mouth. They swallow the whole thing whole and then resume right back to the pitiful begging face. They don't chew it. They don't savor it. They don't enjoy it. There's barely any lip licking. It's unbelievable. And I think if I'm taking this time to share my meal with you and I'm making you the most perfect bite, the least thing that you can do, Cha-Cha and Tubby, is chew it, swallow it, and lick your lips. Show me that you appreciate this.
It's probably the only time that a French bulldog fails is the immediate swallowing, no chewing, and then they're right back at it. And then the whole cycle starts again. Then it's like, do I give them another bite? Do I go through this again? Because their little faces, they want the bite.
Yeah.
So then you're guilty the whole time you're eating. I mean, as we all know, I've said it before, I have sat in my car and eaten my food to avoid the stares from the dog because my older dog is morbidly obese and the vet's on me about it. And so I do give him people food. And I'm really trying not to. So I will sit in my car, in my garage, like a nutball.
And eat your food.
And eat my dinner.
So you won't hurt his feelings.
So I don't hurt his feelings. He doesn't chew either.
Sometimes if Josh and my schedules aren't synced up, I'll get home from work, exercise, and then I'll eat my meal by myself. And then he gets home maybe an hour or two later. And I hear him in the kitchen fighting with the dogs. And he's like, he really worries about like, I just feel so bad for them because we decide everything they do. We decide when they go on a walk. We decide when they go to sleep. We determine everything for them. And we talk about this all the time, Josh and me, about how the dogs are so beholden to us and what mitigating factors we can introduce into their lives to make them feel more ownership in their own lives, right? So Josh will prepare bites for them. And then I hear him get mad. No. I'm not going to give you any more. You just swallowed it whole and you didn't even act like you liked it. Could you at least chew it? And he's like, no, don't even look at me anymore. And I hear it and I'm dying laughing because here he is trying to like reason with these dogs. And their only urge is like, that smells good. I want it in my belly. And that's the end of it. So I'm wondering if I'm placing too many expectations on my dogs. Because I want to be the best pet owner I can be.
Yeah, I don't think that's too big of an expectation.
Chew your food.
Just chew it. Just a bite or two. You don't have to like slob it around. Just a couple mouth jaw movements.
I really enjoy it when I get a sandwich and a bag of chips. Because I'll give the dog a chip and they're forced to chew it.
Right.
And that's a much more satisfying bite to share with your canine because you have to watch them chew it. You hear the crunching and then they start licking their lips afterwards. And it's far more satisfying than, giving them a piece of your salmon, your steak, or your chicken breast.
Well, and plus, they're looking at you while you do it. Like, oh my gosh, thanks. I'm getting this bite. I really like it.
It's more reciprocal.
When they just slurp it down with no bite.
It's selfish.
It's selfish. What are you going to do?
I know. All right, let's check in with our producer, Kiley, or as Pumps calls her, Kathy. Kathy, how's it going?
It's going good. We actually got a 1-star review that I need to read to you.
Oh, excellent.
It's titled Memos, and then the not equal sign that has like the line through it. Skinny legend. And Darby K writes, Mima looks great, but she was a lot funnier before the Ozempic.
You're tanking our podcast rating with this just unhinged Ozempic freebasing that you're doing.
Wait, am I not? Do you think I'm not as funny?
I'll tell you what. I disagree with Darby. I think you're hitting your stride. I think the Ozempic has made you funnier.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do.
Kathy, Kiley, what about you?
I think you just get funnier every day.
Okay, good.
Yeah, the fact
Darby just hit me where it hurts.
the fact that we've been doing this podcast for 2 years and you've known Kiley for 2 years and just a couple of weeks ago you started calling her Kathy
Randomly.
at your advanced age. You got the right letter.
Yeah, and I got the Y at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
What other ratings do we have out there on the World Wide Web?
This is a 5-star. And
Excellent.
It's titled A Masterclass in Sapphic Chemistry. For too long, the adult film industry has gotten real lesbian romance wrong. Finally, someone got real lesbian intimacy right. I especially love the Athletic One's brand of Billie Jean King, nasty woman power top lesbianism. Really gets me going. Thank you, ladies, for giving us the sexy lesbian content we've been missing. Waterworld City, baby.
Oh, my. You know what my favorite part of that review
I know.
is?
Can I guess?
She called me an athlete.
I was going to
That's
say
all
the
I
athletic
heard.
one.
All I heard, the power top, all that, that's just a cherry on top of it that she recognizes. But the fact that she called me athletic, I just have to say she nailed it. It's perfect. It compared me to Billie Jean King.
Who is a boss bitch.
Who is a power leslie extraordinaire.
Yeah.
But most importantly, a world champion athlete.
Right.
And that's my peer, according to this reviewer.
Right. Darby says Billie Jean King.
That wasn't Darby, Mima.
Oh, wasn't?
Darby was the one who said you weren't funny since you got on Ozempic. Kathy, could you please tell us the name of the
I'm
listener?
bad at
Mima,
names.
it's AARP stuff.
This one is Power Belly Kelly.
It's Kelly. Kelly.
Put you on the same plane.
Yep.
Billie Jean, Jennifer Welch, the athletic one.
That's
right
exactly
there. They're
right.
right on the same axis right here.
And I just want to remind the listener that it wasn't that many episodes long ago that Pumps was talking about watching me play pickleball, and she compared the squatting stance that I get into to that of Serena Williams.
I did.
So it's Kelly, it's Pumps. It seems like consistently the data comes back that I'm an athlete.
Tennis icons and you.
That's right. That's right. All right, Kathy, what else do you have for us today?
So sometimes we get emails from our listeners. And this one stood out to me, and I want to read it to you.
Okay.
This one is from Cody. And he writes, I just want to express, from a lonely gay who grew up in Alabama with parents who think being myself is a disgusting lifestyle that I chose, you make my day-to-day life just breathable, which is a lot from someone who feels like they're holding their breath every day. My family are Trumpsters, Bible thumpers, Jesus worshipers, etc. My life is filled with hate with every turn I take, and listening to y'all, despite the fact that I have to hide it, brings me a sense of belonging that I wouldn't be able to get from my own mom. I listen to y'all talk, and I wish I had you too as my mother's growing up. I'm a 29-year-old man surviving, and I love the courage you two have given me to come out and be who I am regardless of losing family.
Wow. Cody, thank you so much for sending that. And I'm just personally so sorry that so many people are so cruel and narrow-minded about your sexuality, because I think your sexuality is something that should be embraced and celebrated. And this is the part of American culture and the othering of that just breaks my heart.
Yeah. And it's particularly upsetting when it's your family. That's a heartbreak. And I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that. Just, when you think about the religious, the Trumpers, it's just, there's a through line to cruelty.
And the anti-LGBTQ plus rhetoric that has increased a lot since 2016 is of big concern, because a lot of people, low information voters, think stuff like, oh, they're not going to go after gay marriage. But what they're doing is that will be the final step. But what they're doing right now is they're removing discrimination protections in laws. And just in our state, listener, as you know, we live in Oklahoma, which is a red state with a Republican supermajority. The anti-LGBTQ plus rhetoric in elected politicians here is a red alarm fire. I mean, it is
scary.
It is not. You can look at these Republican supermajorities to see the rhetoric coming out of the politicians and know that if we do not elect Kamala Harris, that will come nationwide. And that's just terrible, because every community is better when we embrace everybody for exactly who they are. And the reason we talk about politics on this podcast, and the reason that we're not always funny like a lot of the white ladies wish we were all the time, is for the Codys of the world.
That's right.
And so, Cody, thank you for being brave enough to send that. And to all of the Codys out there that are listeners, we will keep fighting the good fight, and we will go to the parade with you and stand with you and vote for you.
That's right.
Pumps, our ability to suck and then wake up the next day and suck more than the previous day is undefeated.
It's unparalleled. We are the champions.
If you would like to see how bad we suck, please join us in Seattle in September, or New York City in November for, just some world-class shit talking.
That's right.
Live
and in person.
That's right. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Pumps, this year is the last year that I have a child at home, and he's a senior, and you start to get kind of morose, and you realize you're about to turn not only the chapter, but like check in one book at the library and check out another. And it's not that I'm not happy for him, but at the same time, I'm kind of sad. And when I'm managing compound emotions like that, I find it so much easier when I take the time to schedule a session with my BetterHelp therapist.
BetterHelp therapy is so fantastic because it is at your schedule, your convenience, and you can do it from home where you feel completely relaxed.
Listener, if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/hadit today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/hadit.
We're going to transition a little bit We're going to hear from more of our listeners. We're going to hear a couple voice memos.
Excellent.
So up first, we've got Heather.
Listen, me mom, me curtain lips, and your designing woman friend. I've fucking had it with people using the phrase, we're pregnant. No, the fuck you're not. No, the fuck you're not. Unless you are two women both carrying babies in a relationship together, which is totally fucking cool. I ship it. We're pregnant. It's so fucking annoying. It gives way too much fucking credit to the man involved, okay? Or your other partner, whoever they may be. Listen, I just can't fucking stand it.
Okay, this phenomenon I had forgotten about because it's been so long since I've been pregnant.
A long time.
A long time.
I mean, decades.
The fucking we're pregnant is the most asinine statement I've ever heard in my life. You're pregnant. There's a sperm donor. There's no we being pregnant. We have a child. This is our child. I'm fine with all that. But we are both not carrying the baby.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Kylie and Anna, as
Yeah.
you call her Kathy, and her girlfriend Anna.
And Anna.
Yeah.
Kathy and Anna. Let's say that Kathy and Anna go to the, donor place and they get artificially inseminated, and it's Anna that is pregnant. And Kathy comes into work one day and she says, I have great news. We're pregnant. Do you think that's bullshit, or do you support that?
I mean, like, in that particular here's what I would think in my head.
You're not answering. Are you for it or against it? The we.
Why would it just be Anna's pregnant? I know they're together. I know it's their baby.
Because let's say that she had the turkey baster and went through all the stuff with her, and it really feels like a group project.
It is a group project, but only one person gives birth. Are you on the opposite side?
Here's where I stand on it, and this is going to spark a lot of controversy. If a heteronormative couple like me and Josh, if we walked up to you and Josh said we're pregnant, I would want you to bitch slap him immediately and say, Josh, shut the fuck up. All right, you just got your rocks off. She's the one that has to do all the work. When it comes to gay couples, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean,
if it was two gay men and then they have a surrogate somewhere and they're like, oh, we're pregnant, we're expecting, I would celebrate that and I'd be all for it. If Kylie and Anna, one of them were pregnant and they used the phrase, we're pregnant, I would be all for it. So I guess I'm somewhat inconsistent in my messaging here. If it is a heterosexual couple and they're trying to, and it was old-fashioned, full blown, they raw dogged it, and that's what happened, and that's how we have the kid. And the male is trying to piggyback on the 9 months. I think I would have had it with that. But if it's a gay couple or any other type of couple that's not heteronormative, I'd celebrate the we pregnancy. And I know that's hypocritical, but that's just my gut.
But you know how we have in this podcast, in all the list of rules, we have all the exceptions for gay couples.
We do.
We draw all kinds of exceptions because it's just, I don't know, it's sweeter when it's a gay couple, I just like it better. I'm with you. Like, he got his rocks off. He banged out a wad. It's just not that exciting for anybody else.
Quit trying to act like you're pregnant.
Right. You're not pregnant.
Listen, Ralph.
She's pregnant.
Yeah, you're not pregnant. You got your rocks off. I don't even think she enjoyed it.
Probably faked an orgasm.
Totally faked an orgasm. Yeah. This reminds me of when I was trying to get pregnant with my second child, and you and I decided, since my first child was a male, the second child needed to be a female. And so you had read some book and some internet article, and you were going to be my pregnancy coach. And you bought ovulation sticks, had me pee on them. And then I remember you were like, go home right now. Call Josh. Forget it. I'll call him. Josh, you need to go home and fuck Jennifer right now. And then on my way home, you're calling me. Here's what you have to do. You have to do it missionary, legs in the air, blah, blah, blah. And then Josh leaves. And you're the one, you bought the pregnancy test.
Yeah.
And I found out I was pregnant with you. And I felt like you felt like it was a we.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. In that particular instance, we were pregnant.
That's okay.
We were pregnant. But I put a lot more work into it than Josh. A lot more. A lot more time, a lot more care. And here's the deal. I failed in choosing the sex of your baby. And that was the name of the book. And remember, I argued with your sister, who's a doctor, about what the sex
Who's a radiologist.
Yeah. She was like, there's a penis. It's like, there cannot be a penis. There's no penis. Yeah. I made sure she was pregnant with a girl. I think I said that.
No, you did say that. I think you might have even said, I made sure we were pregnant with a girl, because you know why? This is the one caveat you've carved out, which is lesbian pregnancies. That's right. And in fact, we were pregnant with Roman because you failed miserably at getting me pregnant we failed miserably at getting me pregnant with a girl. All right, this is devolved. Kiley, who's next?
Okay, the last one to listen to is from Corey.
Ladies, I have fucking had it with grocery stores. Okay, why does the grocery store have to be a group project? It should be a one-person job. You do not need your spouse, your children, friends, extended family members to be at the fucking grocery store. Just go alone. Get what you need to get and get the fuck out. Everybody's in the goddamn way. Kids piss me off because they're in the way. Grandma's in the fucking way. Everyone's in the way. One person, one buggy, one basket, what have you. I don't fucking care. I've had it with the goddamn grocery store being a goddamn party all the time for people. Group outing. It's ridiculous.
The delivery is 5 stars.
Excellent.
It's an excellent delivery, but I'm going to say he has a great point. I remember one Friday night, probably about a year ago, I went to the grocery store and I was thinking, this will be a great time to go because normal people are out experiencing their lives and doing things with other humans. Because I didn't want to be with other people, I'll go to the grocery store to mitigate me having to be around that many people. Let me tell you what I observed. There were 4 different couples, couple shopping in the grocery store. 2 out of the 4 were holding hands while grocery shopping, and one had the hand on the buggy. And it seemed like at every turn, I'd turn the corner and I'd be like, there's another couple. Is this a date thing? Like, what's going on here? Like, it was so weird. And then I've been at Target before and I've seen a family that I know, and it's the husband, it's the wife, and they've got a kid in the stroller, and they've got some other kid up in the cart. And it's like a family of 5 Target shopping. And I think, you know, the best use of time here would have been for one of you to stay home with the kids and the other to go grocery shopping. And I agree with the caller. It is trench warfare, trying to get around all of these people that make grocery shopping a group activity. It is not a group activity.
No. It's ancillary people for no reason. I'm with you. When I see people like 2 parents and kids that are grocery shopping together, I think, why the fuck is one of you not home babysitting the other kids? Why can't somebody just go in, get the groceries, and out? Why do we have to bring the whole family? I mean,
I'll tell you why.
It makes no sense.
I'll tell you why. Because nobody listens to us.
And we're so smart.
Ever. Nobody ever listens to us. We have been sounding the alarm bells on all of this stuff forever. Nobody listens to us. I bet you right now across the United States of America, there is a lot of group activity grocery shopping going on right this very minute. Nobody's doing anything about it. The government sure as hell isn't doing anything about it. There's no regulations. There needs to be somebody at the door of a grocery store and saying, who is shopping here?
Right.
I am. Well, who the fuck are you? Well, I'm her son. How old are you? 6. Tough titties, kid. Go sit in the car.
Right.
You know, that's how I think it needs to be operated, because it is exhausting. And then you've got kids screaming.
Yeah.
They're screaming. You've got the germs of all of it. But I'll tell you what, I can understand the kid more because sometimes maybe you can't have a babysitter or you don't have childcare. The couples that do it for kicks and hold hands and the public display of affection while buying pasta is straight up sociopathic and weird. And I'm certain that all 4 of those couples that I saw that late night at Albertsons, I bet every single one of them are divorced. I bet you they talk to each other on Facebook. I bet you they also carry Stanley Cups, and I bet they're all Trump voters. I don't know that for real, but I have a pretty big hunch on all
Right.
of it.
If you're holding hands at a grocery store, enough. Like gag, gag, gag.
All right, listener. Speaking of voting and elections, we had the opportunity to sit down with a fellow by the name of President Barack Obama, and we were able to play our world famous game hosted by Mema and me called Had It or Hit It. And he is every bit everything that you want him to be, plus more in person. So now we will share our game of Had It or Hit It with Barack Obama with you, the listener.
All right, patriots, and matriots, we are still working on taking the flag back and the eagle, and we've recruited none other than President Barack Obama to help ignite some patriotism. Barack, how are you today?
I am great. Thank you so much for the wonderful work you guys are doing. Really proud of you, and say hello to all the folks back home.
We like to play a game called Had It or Hit It.
Of course, and I think I'm really good at this game.
Okay, all right.
I feel like I'm gonna nail it.
Oh my God. Welcome to Had It or Hit It. I would hit it. Had it. I hit it every day, sometimes twice a day.
All right, Had It or Hit It, tan suits.
Oh, hit that. Listen, I looked remarkable in that test.
You looked
I really did. I obviously some people weren't ready for it, but any of folks out there who are thinking about a tan suit, especially in the middle of summer, go for it. Live a little.
The thing that I like about that particularly is because I'm kind of petty, and I could tell the Fox News journalist's resting heart rate went up about 20 to 25 beats, and I thought that's an added bonus to looking so spectacular.
There's a little envy, clearly. They were thinking, man, I couldn't pull that off.
That's right.
I'm sure that's what they're thinking.
Okay. Exactly. Had It or Hit It, almonds.
Oh, hit that. Yeah. Almonds, my favorite snack. Although a weird story evolved around me only having 7 of them.
Yeah, it's kind of psycho.
Yeah. Which made... This friend of mine was making a joke. Apparently, the journalist didn't understand that it was a joke. And so people come up and ask me all the time and say, do you really only have 7 almonds? As if I was sitting there trying to laugh. They said, no, but almonds, good for you. It's a healthy snack.
Yeah. What about almond milk? Do you like almond milk?
Hey, I'll be honest with you. If I'm going with milk, I'll just drink milk. But, I take my coffee black. I'm not, it's been a while since I just had a cold glass of milk.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not really, I don't know. I'm not 7. But I had, I don't want the milk people to, I'm all for milk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Had It or Hit It, Team USA basketball.
Oh, hit that. I had a chance to spend time with them out in Vegas. Steve Kerr, friend, LeBron and Steph. I've known them for a really long time, and in fact, the head of USA Basketball is the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Marty Dempsey, who was, he and I worked together in my second term, and wonderful man. And so I went out there and had dinner with the whole team, and have been rooting for them ever since. And to watch them bring back the gold in Paris was spectacular.
Do you still play?
No, I hung it up. 55, I figured, now I'm really pushing my luck and I'm going to pop my Achilles. And I decided, being an ex-president in a boot,
Yeah.
not cool.
Yeah, the tan suit.
Tan suit,
Right.
First of all, trying to get the tan suit over the boot.
That would be the problem.
So,
Yeah.
So we skipped that.
Okay. Had It or Hit It, Brat Summer.
Hit it. I just put out my playlist, and 365 is on it, and it is a great album. So people question sometimes whether I'm actually listening to all this music. As I've testified before, I am. I get input from my daughters,
Right.
who undeniably are a little more up to speed
Right.
On a day-to-day basis. I've got a bunch of young staff who occasionally will make recommendations, but no, Charlie XCX, she knows what she's doing.
All right. Had it or hit it, unregistered voters.
Had it. Had it. But for those of you who are unregistered and are not thinking about voting, I haven't permanently had it with you. I want to invite you into making sure that we have a country where women are respected and their healthcare choices are respected, a country where we make sure we're helping people make a living wage and making sure that we're taking care of the planet and trying to do something about climate change, and a place where we treat everybody equally and with respect and dignity, and all those things are on the ballot, and especially young people. I always tell them, you wouldn't let your grandparents make decisions about what you wear or what you listen to. So why are you letting them make decisions without any input from you about the kind of country that you're going to be living in?
I agree.
Yeah. So if, in fact, there are people out there who are still wondering, okay, I'm sold, I'm willing to go out there and make my voice heard, but don't know how to do it, you can go to iwillvote.com, and you'll see just how easy it is to vote.
All right. Had it or hit it, Project 2025.
But we've had it with the ideas that are in this. For those who aren't familiar with it, but you guys have been educating them. This is an agenda that's been put together that would soup to nuts take away rights and freedoms that so many of us take for granted, that would dismantle vital programs and services like the Department of Education. It's not the kind of America that I think we'd want to live in. If you are a patriot and you believe in freedom, well, part of the freedom that we have fought and died for is the freedom to make sure that everybody's treated equally, that women have control over their own bodies, that everybody has the opportunity to get a job and work hard and make something of themselves, and that when they're down on their luck or something happens, we as a community come together to pick them up. And that's not what Project 2025 stands for, and we sure can't have it in the White House.
Did you see at the DNC, the Trump Hotel, where they put a light up that said Project 2025 HQ above it?
I didn't see it, and I had nothing to do with it.
I thought it was a high quality troll. I really did. Okay, last one. Had it or hit it, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz for president and vice president.
We have to hit Kamala Harris to become our next president, our first woman president. We've got to make sure that Tim Walz, football coach, teacher, all-around good guy who has amazing experience as a congressman and a governor. Those are the kinds of people that we want leading us to create the kind of country that we're all looking for. A country where everybody gets a fair shot, everybody is treated with dignity and respect, and a country where we're building a better future for our kids. So I could not be more excited about this ticket, and I'm going to be out there working hard, and I hope everybody else is too, including in the great state of Oklahoma.
We will. I don't think we're going to turn it blue.
You know what?
But we're looking at maybe Oklahoma County.
These things start just a little bit at a time. I mean, there was a time when, before I ran for president, Virginia hadn't elected a Democrat in a really long time, and now Virginia's solidly Democratic. Georgia, nobody would have dreamed that Georgia would elect 2 Democratic senators, and lo and behold, it happened. And the reason is because people mobilized and voted, and it doesn't always happen the first time, but you got to start somewhere.
Well, women across the United States, particularly in red states where we have a complete abortion ban, we're pissed.
Yeah.
And we're organizing, and we're going to vote, and we're going to vote for Kamala Harris. And Tim Walz, President Obama, thank you so much.
I had such a great time, and I'm so grateful your voices are out there. Keep it up.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, haven't we come a long way?
Is there anything that you can say about Barack Obama that really captures his essence? I mean, he is charismatic. He's hot. He's well-spoken. He's so attractive. It's like a vortex of just charisma. Dare I say it? I don't want to say it.
Say it.
He's just eaten up with big dick energy. I mean, it's radiating off of him.
I'm glad that you said it, because our listener is used to
That kind of thing.
that everything with you, because you haven't been laid in 3 to 4 years, always gets down to penises and sizes and whatnot. It does seem somewhat blasphemous.
I kind of feel like that.
I know. But he does have big D energy. No
Big
question.
time.
No question about it. But what I really enjoyed so much about sitting down and talking to him is how important it is to vote, and how former presidents that encourage every voice to be heard, and they want to get as many people to vote as possible, is a healthy form of democracy. And you oftentimes hear on the right, they want to raise the voting age. They want to make it harder to vote. They want to make it less time to vote. And in, I believe it's Australia, it's like mandatory voting. In a lot of countries in Europe, election day, you get the entire day off. In this country, we have one political party who wants to make it really, really difficult for a lot of its citizens to vote. And the reason for that is because they don't have the numbers.
Right.
They only win by skirting the system. So it's so important when we have presidents that, for the permanent record, won the popular vote and the electoral college, and has big D energy, and can rock a tan suit, all of the things, telling everybody to go out and vote. That is healthy. That is a wonderful form of democracy. And I love that he is out stumping for Kamala and encouraging everybody to vote. And I cannot wait until November. And Gen Zers, I know we have a lot of Gen Z listeners, make sure you're registered. Get each other to vote, browbeat each other to vote, make it fun. TikTok while you vote, Instagram, make it a big national thing that all Americans are doing.
And one thing I'll just say, if you live in, I know Texas, maybe another state too, that they're purging the rolls so that it's harder for people to vote that haven't voted in the past recently. So check your voter registration.
There's always one side. They accuse everybody of cheating, but that's just, they're the ones who are always trying a bunch of trickery, a bunch of sorcery, a bunch of fuckery. And the biggest thing that we can do is the vote has to be too big to rig. We need to give Kamala Harris, so the Codys of the world that wrote that email, and these, Memo doesn't have that much time at her advanced age in the country, and she would like to see the first female president. And so, listener, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you're subscribed across all platforms to both of our podcasts, and we are on tour, Seattle, New York, Australia, coming up in January. Click our link in bio and Pumps Tell 'em.
We will see you next Tuesday and Thursday.